Movie nights are about to become a thing again, with NCR moving into a loser alert level. But before you make weekend plans, let's find out what the weather is going to be like straight from Pag-asa. The Lenny Kiko tandem shocked many people, including their own supporters, with the new names added to their slate of senatoriables. One more open slot remains that ticket, and Vice President Lenny Robredo says they're saving it for someone who represents the marginalized. Now, for his part, former Bayan Muna Representative Nery Colmenares says he has no ill feelings over his non-inclusion in the Lenny Kiko slate. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart the weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. Today's the first day of Alert Level 3 in Metro Manila. This means Filipinos will get to see movies in theaters again after almost 2 years. But how safe will it be? JC Cosico has the story.
After more than 1.5 years, cinemas will once again reopen to the public beginning October 16. The resumption comes with various protocols. Only fully vaccinated individuals are allowed. This cinema in Pasig originally has a 116-person capacity, but will now only accommodate 35 people per screening. Markers have been installed in seats to ensure physical distancing. Disinfection procedures will be done every after screening.
They are separated 2 seats apart, no? So talagang they have to comply with the guidelines.
In another cinema, safety markers were placed on the floor to ensure one-way traffic. Eating and drinking will be prohibited inside. With this, some employees like cinema projectionist Julius Caday will also be returning to work.
Good news talaga. Sana tuloy-tuloy na to.
Bakit, sir?
Kasi nga kailangan makaahon din eh.
This development also excites Emily Chavez, a senior citizen, while others are still wary of their safety.
Kasi iba siyempre yung malaki ang pinapanooran. Saka minsan, banding-banding nga.
Hindi po. Kasi takot pa rin sa virus. Meron naman po ngayon Netflix na pwede tayong manood.
The health department has assured the public that the reopening of movie theaters was carefully thought of.
Nakita po natin din yung trends of cases at saka yung mga iba pang mga aspeto na ating pinag-aaralan bago tayo magkaroon ng ganitong desisyon sa IATF.
The Cinema Exhibitor Association of the Philippines is elated about this development. The industry is among those badly hit by the pandemic, losing billions of pesos and rendering thousands of workers jobless. Some cinemas, however, will determine first their movie lineups and ticket prices before reopening.
Nag-vary kasi yung prices natin depende dun sa kung blockbuster yung movie.
Besides cinemas, arcades will also be open under Alert Level 3. With these eased restrictions, mall operators are expecting an influx of mall goers this weekend. For News 5, JC Cosico, We Are One News.
Now let's take a look at the other guidelines as to what we can and cannot do under Alert Level 3. Maricel Halili with the report.
Metro Manila would see more businesses reopen starting October 16. That's after the Interagency Task Force placed a region under Alert Level 3. Among them are cinemas, which suffered about 21 billion pesos in losses since shutting down at the onset of the pandemic. Theme parks, swimming pools, libraries, museums, and other tourist attractions, as well as venues for weddings, parties, and debuts, will also be allowed. Indoor accommodation should only be up to 30% and only for fully vaccinated individuals. Outdoors may open up to half of its capacity and may cater to the unvaccinated. The reopening of cinemas did not sit well with Tony Leachon, former advisor of the National Task Force against COVID-19. Leachon says indoor venues like theaters involve being near crowds. They are also poorly ventilated, putting people at high risk for COVID. Maricar Limpin of the Philippine College of Physicians also warns that hospitals remain full up to this day.
Mas maraming tao ang lalabas, therefore, mas malaki ang chance na mas marami na naman ang mag-positive for COVID-19.
But the palace thinks otherwise.
Hindi po kami matatakot sa kahit anong rekomendasyon ni Dr. Liachon. Una-una, ito po ay para sa mga bakunado lamang. Pangalawa po, 30% seating capacity, wala po yung magkakatabi. Tapos number 3, meron pang guidelines na inisyu po ang ating DOH na kinakailangan may ventilation, may use of air purifier system.
The Octa Research Group's recent findings show that COVID cases in the last 7 days have dropped by 30%. If this continues, NTF advisor Ted Herbosa believes an alert level 2 is in the offing.
The usual period is 2 weeks, right? So after October 31 or before October 31, we will get to see how the release of restrictions will affect the number of cases.
The once reluctant World Health Organization is now backing Metro Manila's gradual reopening, citing its high vaccination coverage.
We believe that we need to adjust and calibrate the restrictions, and that's why WHO took up the position that we support the granular lockdowns, we support the easing of restrictions.
To date, only Metro Manila is using the experimental alert level system. The IATF has yet to decide if it can be implemented outside the capital. For News 5, Marcel Halili, We Are One News.
A low-pressure area was seen west of Coron, Palawan. To tell us more about this, we have with us this morning Pag-asa weather forecaster Ana Clauren. She's joining us over the phone. Good morning, Ana.
Yes, good morning.
Ma'am Ana, how will the weather or this weather system affect, again, the weekend plans of people that are looking forward to go out this weekend?
Yes, so as of the moment, this LPA was estimated at around 405 kilometers west of Coron, Palawan. And this LPA has not direct in any parts of the country, but it is embedded in the intertropical convergence zone. That's why this ITCC will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Palawan today until tomorrow.
Ma'am, how about in Metro Manila?
As of the moment, we're not expecting that this LPA will develop into a tropical depression in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Ma'am Ana, the La Nina season is expected to be in effect soon. Which areas would experience more rainfall should the onset of the La Nina start?
The onset of the La Nina will bring, or the rainfall forecast for the onset of the La Nina will bring near normal to above normal rainfall conditions in most parts of the country, mostly on the eastern section of the country.
All right, thank you for that update. That's Ms. Ana Clauren of the Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Bureau. And we'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. With Vice President Leni Robredo unveiling her almost complete senatorial slate, the public has been left wanting and netizens asking, where are the true progressive leaders from the opposition? To give us his insight, we have with us Federation of Free Workers President and senatorial aspirant, Attorney Sani Matula is joining us. Attorney, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Riza, and good morning to all your viewers nationwide.
Sir Sani, how are the talks going with Vice President Leni Robredo?
There are a number of talks going on now. There was an earlier discussion on my inclusion to the senatorial slate of the vice president, but I was not involved in that discussion because I inhibit myself on grounds of delicadeza. But the conveners of the One Sambayan included me in the nominees to be part of this slate, and I'm honored to hear that I am included. Earlier, we have a discussion with Vice President Lenny, but the discussion was confined only to our labor agenda, and I did not brought my inclusion to his list.
Sir, her announcement brought a lot of different reactions from, of course, our netizens, also, of course, the ones that had heard about it. The senatorial slate has been slammed, nevertheless, saying it lacks progressive candidates. Do you agree to this, sir? Or do you think that the slate embodies the unity she has been gunning for?
I was not part of the discussion, so I think the vice president used his her prerogative in choosing, because there was an agreement before with the conveners group of One Sambayan that the president will be given primary discretion on whom to be included in her slate. I think the vice president used his good judgment in the choosing of those who will be included. I think Risa Hontiveros, Chil Jukno are part of the progressive movement, and I'm proud to be included if the president will decide. The vice president will decide.
So, Tony, hypothetically speaking, if you could only change the vice president's senatorial lineup, what changes would you make?
Of course, Congressman Colmenares is a very bright and able leader, and if I am the one who will decide, I will include him in my slate, and I will include other trade union leaders who are running in this coming election.
So, would also like to get your insight, your thoughts on the vice president saying they are saving that last slot in their ticket to a true representative of the marginalized.
I will be proud to represent the sector if chosen by the vice president. And I think the middle forces needs representation in the Senate slate of the vice president, and that is a big part of our population. And we need to expand the middle class in this country.
So you mentioned you're being considered for this last slot in Vice President Lenny Robredo's slate. Are you by any chance hoping to get it, or does it make any difference into your candidacy?
My sector, so I was endorsed by the all labor leaders for Lenny, the Nagkaisa Labor Coalition, the NACOSIP and NOBI, and part of, or I was included by One Sambayan in this endorsement. And I'm hoping that the sector that I am representing will have representation in the slate of the vice president.
Well, with that being said, sir, can you summarize to us finally, before we wrap up, the reasons why you're gunning for a senatorial slate?
We are discussing with the vice president the labor agenda last week, and the agenda include, of course, the issue on contractualization, the issue of public employment, the issue on guaranteed health for all, and then the issue of impunity on those being killed, exercising the right to self-organization. And the fifth one is on wages, of course. There is a need to change the wage rationalization law, and it needs legislative action, that we should have a national minimum wage and not the the existing regional wage scheme that is operating. We know that that is some sort of a discrimination because anuman ang kaibahan ng manggagawa sa Butuan City at yung manggagawa dito sa Metro Manila, pareha ang ginagawa pero iba-iba yung minimum na sahod. Gusto natin gawing national yung minimum wage. The rest can be discussed in collective bargaining negotiation. But as to the minimum wage, we need to have a national minimum wage.
Sir Sonny, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras at inyong panahon ngayong umaga. That is Mr. Sonny Matula, Federation of Free Workers President. Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat, Risa. Maraming salamat.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 10 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.